Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Friday. Welcome to another episode of Gratitude and Gains, where we're going to get the blood pumping this morning. Let's rock, let's roll, let's go. Well, today, guys, super excited. A lot of good news, a lot of great news. Today, I am extremely grateful. I went and visited my brother, Foster Williams, yesterday in the hospital. He had a mild stroke, and he's in the rehab center right now, doing very well. I was actually very, very, very happy to see the condition that he's in. So just want to report to everybody that Foster looks great. You know, he's going to bounce back just like he always does. He's doing much better. I mean, Foster's been through a lot of different health scares. He has had a brain aneurysm. He got double pneumonia and with COVID, which, if you know anything about that, the people that got double pneumonia when they got COVID, that was pretty much like a death sentence. But he survived through that, and now he survived, this mild stroke. So he's doing much better, but I would tell you guys, keep your prayers out there for Foster. And, it was good to see him. So I'm grateful for that. We also had a heartfelt conversation about reconciliation. I'll talk more about that in a second, but there were some misunderstandings and some things that happened in the past, and it was good to be able to just sit down and have a conversation and reconcile some things. So super excited and grateful for that. Also thankful. This morning I read Corinthians 13, and the scripture this morning is about love, okay? And it's a powerful lens, which I would like to lead today's message. We're going to talk a lot about it, and hopefully this is something that's encouraging and can lift you guys up. Another one of my goals for today is to actually have a smooth procedure. I'm having a procedure done today, and we're also going to be documenting it. So I'm going to talk more about that here in just a moment, but let's get into it. So the scripture today, again, Corinthians 13, I read it. Some key takeaways. Love is patient. Love is kind. It's not envious or boastful. Love does not insist on its own way. It doesn't rejoice in wrongdoing, but rejoices with the truth. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. The greatest is love. So, as I read that, I got to thinking about what areas we can incorporate that into our everyday life, right? In our business, in our community, in our health, in my relationship with Foster, right? Love meant humility, right? I had to humble myself yesterday, and it meant resolving some issues from the past. And I'll talk more about that, but yesterday as I was meeting with him, I apologized to Foster for not communicating changes with the Who You Know show in a better way. We had a lot of things going on, a lot of battles behind the scenes with the Who You Know show. To be able to do the show in the way that we were doing it, I had some battles going on behind the scenes, and I wasn't communicating what was going on with Foster, and so he was kind of in the dark. I didn't really realize what was happening, and it led to a lot of changes within the show. And, again, he was left in the dark, and that was my fault. I didn't communicate those changes clearly. And look, when stuff like that happens, guys, you have to remember communication is like super important, like in any relationship. When communication breaks down, trust breaks down, and the relationship breaks down, right? Think about in any relationship, a relationship with your spouse. If the communication line isn't there, right? All of a sudden they're wondering what's going on, leads to a lot of different issues. So I had to, again, humble myself yesterday and just say, hey, look, accountability is important to me. I wanted to apologize for, and publicly actually too, as what I'm doing this show, I want to publicly apologize for not communicating better and creating friction where it didn't need to be. And so I was able to share that with him yesterday, and it was nothing personal. It was just I had changes going on behind the scenes, and I didn't communicate it well, and I should have, because I know he would understand, right? He he definitely would have understood. So I also wanted to reconcile for some things that happened a few years back with Frisco Connect. And unintentionally, after COVID, things were really slow back then. Things were really like, coming back to back in-person events. Things were really slow, and Frisco Connect really didn't pick up right off the bat. I mean, it was really struggling. I mean, it looked like it was gonna die. Like the in-person group, there was only a few people showing up, and so I was asked to get involved and to use some of my skill set to help, re-energize the thing. And so I did, and I got involved, and unintentionally I stepped on some toes, and I didn't mean to step on any toes, and I could definitely see where it may have felt as if I was trying to like take over or something, and that wasn't my intention by any means. My intention was to help bring back and resurrect something that was beautiful. And so I got involved and with the church, and we resurrected the group. And then I took a step back because I realized that I hurt some relationships in the process. I was doing what I needed to do to get the group back up and running, and that was successful. So at least I can say through the process, Frisco Connect obviously is thriving and flourishing now, but it didn't need to come with the cost of the relationships, right? And so I had unintentionally stepped on some toes. And so I got an opportunity yesterday to, share my heart for that wasn't my intention, and apologize, really. So as I was, reading Corinthians 13, right? Love requires vulnerability. It requires humility, taking responsibility, accountability. Those are all things that are required of love. And got a lot of love from my brother Foster Williams. So I'm glad to see he's doing well, and it was amazing. I'm grateful for the opportunity to speak with him and to kind of reconcile things. So, love is not just a feeling, right? It's an action. right? Love is not just a feeling, it's an action, especially when it's hard, right? So my hope is that I can have more love leading in my every decision, when it comes to leadership, when it comes to relationships, or even just my vision. I hope that I can let hope and love lead that decision-making process. So I encourage you guys to go read Corinthians 13, because it really gives a beautiful depiction of what love really is. So a couple of goals and things that I want to pray for this morning. Again, I pray for a smooth procedure today. I have a procedure going on I'll talk more about. Pray for a smooth procedure and recording. We're actually going to be doing a documentary style recording today of a procedure. I'm having stem cell injections for hair restoration. Something that you don't hear men talk about a lot, but hey, it's one of those things. You get older, starts going backwards, starting to recede a little bit up in here, and I don't have a forehead. I got 5 head. It's just getting bigger. So I've been looking into all kinds of different things on what to do about it. And I've tried lots of different products and stuff like that. And I've looked at different things and researched different things and looked into stem cell, because before I go under the knife and have them do a full hair transplant, which just does not look fun at all. Doesn't look fun. This is like a non-invasive thing to do the stem cell. They just do some injections, and you're in and out in like 30 minutes. And you do it 3 times. There's three different times, and then about 9 months, 6 to 9 months, you should see full results. So anyway, I'm excited about that. We're actually going to be documenting the process. I'm documenting the consultation, where I'm going to ask them some questions about the procedure and what it's all about and all that good stuff. So I'm going to document that process, and then the actual procedure itself. And then I'm bringing them onto the actual podcast in the studio. We're going to bring them on to talk about more about it in detail. So I'm going to put together a really cool episode behind the scenes, okay? So it's one of those things that, again, men deal with a lot that we don't really talk about a lot. And I'm just the kind of guy that I don't care. I'll talk about anything. I want to talk about the stuff I'm going through. And it's just one of those things. So I got to keep up with it. And so pray for a smooth procedure today. Hopefully it goes through and it works and it's successful, and hopefully it's not painful, and we have full restoration. Another one of my goals, again, you heard me talking about building an in-person event. So I'm working on putting all the pieces in place for that, looking at the venue, stage, the experience, just putting together an in-person event for my career transition folks. And I'm probably going to incorporate a business element to it as well. So it'll be a career and business summit. Because when I put those two groups in the same room at the same time, positive things happen. And we always see, careers get landed, people people get back to work. I mean, just beautiful things happen when I put the two groups in the same room at the same time. So it might even be like a LinkedIn local event. We'll see what we do with it, but I'm putting the pieces together. So that's another one of the goals of mine. Another goal I wrote down was deepening my relationships, going deeper with them, right? Forming authentic friendships, not just transactional relationships, looking to deepen my community and strengthen it, right? And with the people that are doing the things that I want to do and the places that I want to go, I want to have a strong community of like-minded folks around me, keep me going. So that's another goal of mine. And then obviously the last one is to finish up my Series 65. I'm studying right now, and that thing is like written by lawyers. I feel like I'm studying for the bar or something like that because it's just lawyer jargon. But but it's cool. It's always good to sharpen your toolbox, you know. So I'm almost done with it, and I'm praying that I can pass it the very first go around, because I have failed all of the series exams the first time I took it. I'm not a great test taker, and so I have always failed them the first time I take them, and it takes me a second go around. So my prayer and my goal is to pass it the first time. I want this to be the first time I pass one for the first time. You know, that'll be amazing, because I just want it done with, honestly. So those are my goals. Now let's switch gears a little bit, because again, as I was reading Corinthians 13, there is something that I wrote down that I think is a good lesson, and that's to use love as a strategy in business and community. And what do I mean by that? Love as a strategy for leadership, business, and community. Well, a lot of times leadership is framed as authority, not service, right? And I often speak about that. I often speak about speaking from authority and conviction, and which, I mean, even Jesus did at times spoke with conviction and authority, right? He had all the authority. But we don't often look at leadership as service, right? And I want to be more of a servant leader, someone who just serves other people. I want that to become more of my identity. You know, it's something I already currently do, but I want it to be more present. Scripture shows us how powerful leadership, love is as a leadership tool, right? So in highly regulated industries like mine, using love instead of, manipulation or control, or simply just looking at results all the time, that can actually help to change culture. And so some practical things that I can start doing, and even for my other leaders out there, some practical things that you can start doing. Listen more. Listen to people's stories, right? Listen to their needs, listen to their wants, desires, and all the things that other people got going on before you start pushing any of your agendas. So just listen more, right? I was thinking about my new mentor, my business, my managing partner. We've been meeting, and he's a leader that I look up to. And when we meet, he listens. I sit there and I vent for a few minutes and tell him what I'm trying to do and this, that, and the other. And, he listens. Sometimes to the point where I don't even know if he's paying attention. I'm like, are you going to say something? Like, no, but he's really listening. He's not trying to speak. He's trying to listen. And so I appreciate that because I know he is listening and I know he's paying attention, right? And then when you speak with grace. That's the next step is speak with grace and understanding. I love that word, grace. Just a beautiful word. I pray that everyone listening to this right now, if you're tuning in, that word grace, I just want you to just take that word in, grace. It's a beautiful word. And then step 3 is to give room as you're meeting with somebody. Give room for mistakes and redemption. Right? Allow people to make their own mistakes. Allow people to, fall on their face. It's kind of like what happened with me and Foster. Allow people to make mistakes and give room for redemption. Give room for grace. Have grace and room for redemption. And then when it's your turn to lead from what you care about, not just metrics, not just numbers, not just, the end goal. Don't just have an agenda that you're trying to push, right? So I apply this in what I do with career transition folks. I listen to them. I figure out what challenges they have going on. What are the struggles that they have? What are the things that they truly desire and care about? And I'm not just pushing my agenda, right? I'm trying to serve them. And I serve them in ways that have absolutely nothing to do with how with my agenda, with how I get paid. I mean, the countless number of people that I've helped recover their income and get back to work, I don't get compensated for that. That's not something that I get a piece of the pie, I mean, shoot, I'd be a rich man if I got a piece of that pie. Like, let's say I got a percentage of the salary that I was able to help get people back to work and got a percentage of their salary, I'd be a rich man because I've helped thousands of people land jobs and get back to work. But that's like literally, that's what they care about. I'm helping them with something that they need. I don't get compensated for that, right? So I think about it as I'm going through these steps with you guys. First step in that leadership is to listen deeply about what people's desires are, what their needs are, before you start pushing your agenda, before your needs. Put their needs before your own, right? When you do speak with grace and give room for mistakes and redemption. Allow people to own their own mistakes. Right? Allow people to do that. Don't just go judging on them or whatever. And then lead from what you care about and what they care about, not just metrics, not just, the end goal, right? And honestly, when I help the job seeker community recover their income, good things happen for me on the business side, on the other side of the house. Good things just happen. People, when I show that I care about them, then all of a sudden they care about me. It's that Maya Angelou quote. I think it's Maya Angelou. No one cares. No one cares. No, I don't know if this is Maya Angelou or not, but no one cares how much you know until they know how much you care. Who said that? Tell me in the chat. Somebody knows who said that. Nobody cares how much you know until they know how much you care. So it's very similar as I'm working in the job seeker community, helping folks. Like, they genuinely see that I care. I care for their well-being. And when they see that, they're like, oh, I can trust this guy. He cares for me. He actually wants to help me. He's not just pushing an agenda, and that goes a long way, right? And I do it without expectation. Like, I'm like, look, I'm going to help you regardless, without expectation. Now, I do fully expect that the law of reciprocity, it will come back, right? It'll come back eventually, somewhere, somehow. But I don't expect any individual, I don't have any expectations on any one individual. It's just, I'm going to let God take care of the rest. Those that want to work with me on a professional capacity, they come and work with me, and I don't have to push it. I don't have to chase it. It just happens. They come to me, and I love it. It's a beautiful thing, because honestly, I don't want to be pushing an agenda anyway. I don't want to be selling. I don't want to be pushing. I hate that. Ugh, it's gross. I did that for way too many years in the auto industry. And my goal when I got into financial services was to reverse engineer that so I didn't have to do it anymore. So this is how you do it, guys. I want you to understand. For those in business, or even I can apply this to job search, it's the same thing, right? It's the same thing. Like, if you want to stop chasing and you want to start attracting, then you need to lead from service, right? Stop pushing an agenda, stop making it about you, okay? And make it about the other person. How can you make their life easier? How can you solve a problem for them? And that problem may not even have to do with what you are trying to accomplish. Like, put down your agenda for a moment and just serve them and their needs, and watch what happens. Just watch. So for those of you in business, for those of you in career transition, I encourage you to look at those steps, right? Put that into action. All right. So hopefully that helps you guys. Make sure, if this message is encouraging you, lifting you up in any kind of way, make sure to share this thing out. Hit that share button, right? So we can get more people in the live chat. If you're tuning in live, go ahead and comment down and tell me where you're tuning in from. I'd love to hear from you. I know these are early, but I need you to wake that butt up, okay? It's Friday. Let's go. All right. So I got some trending news that I want to share with you guys that I think is relevant. I want to go through a couple bullet points here. So, some trending news: U.S. business activity is slowing in September, with both manufacturing and service sectors are showing deceleration. Okay, so we're seeing that many firms are absorbing costs rather than passing them to consumers due to soft demand, and that this trend is reflecting that consumers are tightening spending, companies are being cautious, and growth might be cooling down in coming quarters. Okay, so that was the news, the trending news, right? Now, how does this relate? Okay, how do I relate this? Well, for job seekers, for business owners, for financial professionals, what this means for you is that there's opportunities and there's risks, right? There's both. There's optimism and there's preparation. So slower demand, means that some space opens up for those who are wise, creative, and aligned. Okay, wise, creative, and aligned. So you can take advantage of some of these opportunities as things slow down. Now, in seasons of contraction, right, when things are starting to contract, think about this: leadership that is grounded in love, which basically means people over profits, which is something we see so rarely these days. Golly, people over profits. But when you see that, that becomes a strength for your organization that really stands out, right? It makes your position in your business stand out. So people over profits, just remember that. When things are tightening up, serve, give, love, people over profits, guys. And that's going to take you a long way. All right, don't be greedy. Don't be greedy. Right now is the time to show some love, okay? So my call to action for you guys is to double down on relationships, your trust building, and your value creation, right? What value are you bringing to the marketplace, okay? So I'm going to say that again. Double down on your relationships. Right now is not the time to be, neglecting people over profits. Remember, double down on relationships, because you might find yourself getting let go. Your company might have a layoff because of the contraction going on, right? If things slow down, you might find some layoffs, and you need to double down on your relationships right now. Don't wait, okay? Double down on relationships, trust building, right? So before people buy anything, they got to know, like, and trust you, okay? So if you find yourself in a position of, needing a job, or just needing to ramp up sales, or whatever the case may be, you need trust. So relationships, trust building, and then value creation. What value are you bringing to the marketplace? How are you staying valuable to the marketplace? Think about that. I mean, we're living in a day of AI, and things are, AI's taking jobs and all of this stuff. But what are you doing to sharpen your tool, your tool belt, keep yourself sharp and valuable to the marketplace, right? So right now is the time for that. So that's my call to action for you guys. If things tighten up or slow down, I want you to double down on your relationships, your trust building, your value creation. Don't take shortcuts, okay? Because in challenging market, your character and what you do is going to make all the difference, okay? So remember that. All right, now I got a couple of reflection questions for you guys this morning. I want you to think about as we wrap this up and as I land this plane, okay? What's one thing that can lead, what's one way you can lead from love today, not leverage, right? What's one day you can lead from love today, not leverage? Another question I have for you is, have you ever reconciled with someone in your circle before? Right? Think about that. Have you ever had to reconcile with someone in your circle? What did love require? What did that require of you? In order to have love show through, what did that require of you? And how did it shift the relationship? Right? Like, my prayer is that through the reconciliation process that we're able to strengthen the relationship, right? We're able to make it even stronger than it was before, right? And I'm hoping the same for you. So think about that question. Have you ever had to reconcile? What did it require? And how did it shift your relationship? Okay. And then lastly, think about, my last question for you is, in a slowing economy, where is God asking you to lean in more? Okay. not lean out? Where is he asking you to lean in more, not lean out? All right. So guys, again, hopefully this episode has been encouraging for you. I'd love to know where you're tuning in from. Check in with me in the chat down below. Rep your city, rep your hood. Hit that share button, okay? And share this with somebody who might need a little encouragement to get up, to get their gratitude and goals going, and to climb higher. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the Who You Know Show podcast. Go check it out. Go to YouTube, go to Apple, go to Spotify. Go check us out. That's where I dive a lot deeper into interviewing world changers, interviewing people who are doing big things, the blueprint to success in your career, your business, relationships, faith, life, like all the way around. There's all these different pieces that you need to keep healthy in order to be successful, right? We often find success in one area or another, but not all of them at the same time. That's true success. Like you might be wealthy, but your health is crap. You might be healthy, but your wealth is crap, or your relationships are not good, or whatever. You need to be healthy in all of these areas. And that's something I'm working on right now myself. As I'm delivering this talk, I'm working on it myself, is to be fully rounded. And that's what the show is about. It's about to be success in all of these areas, in your wealth, health, business, career, relationships, life, okay? And I get to interview some of this world's top thought leaders, business owners, entrepreneurs, best-selling authors. We've got celebrities, we've got athletes. You know, what's their blueprint to success look like? And what lessons can we learn from it? And so that's what we do on the Who You Know Show. So make sure you check that out and tune into the regular episodes. And hope you guys have an amazing, blessed day. I want to see who we got here with us. I see we got some folks in the chat. Let me pull this up here. Hold on 1 second before we go. Why is my mouse not working? There we go. So there we go. So we got Comfort Chukwuka. Hopefully I'm saying that right. I love the name. Thanks for all you do. And have you been able to communicate with Foster today? How is his health? Yes. I talked with him yesterday. He's doing well. He is doing well. Okay, I want you to know that. So guys, thank you for the prayers. Foster is doing so good. He looks well. So I was excited. When I saw him, I was like, oh my gosh. Like it brought me to tears because I love that man. He's awesome. He's been a great mentor. And just, you know, he's meant a lot to me. So absolutely. He's doing well. Thank you for that. Thank you for asking. Let's see what else we got here. Hello. We got Familialo Tumul. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but hello back to you. What do we see here? No pics of pie. Okay, I'm not sure what that means, but let's see what we got here. Good things happen to those who do good. Absolutely. The law of reciprocity. What goes around comes around, right? So for those who do good, good things come, right? Let's see what else we got here. It says, yes, you cared a lot, like how you pushed for Foster. Absolutely. 100%. Let's see what else we got. People over profits. That's very important for even employees. Oh, yes. Absolutely. Absolutely it is. And yes, you're from Nigeria, with Nigeria in the house representing. I love that. So you know what? That's one of the things I love about doing these episodes like this, is because I'm able to reach people all over the world. I love that. Nigeria's in the house. Let's go, Nigeria. What's going on? What time is it in Nigeria? Okay, because it's 6:30 here in Dallas, Texas. All right. And I say, yes, you cared a lot, just like you pushed for Foster. Absolutely. Nothing but love. Nothing but love. So, guys, as you're checking in, tell me where you're tuning in from in the chat. Let's see. I got more folks over here on YouTube. Not all the chat comes in at the same time, but guys, thanks again for tuning in with me. Make sure to hit that share button. And I will see you on Monday. Okay, I don't do these Saturday and Sunday. All right, I go to my regular gym on Saturday and Sunday, and I get it in real good. I got my little home gym over here. Here, I'm gonna stop this treadmill. Hold on, let me stop this thing. Let's see how many. See, I've done 2.5 miles. Okay, that's good. Quick stop. 2.5 miles. Let's go. Whoo-wee. All right, guys, it's Friday. Hope y'all are doing well. Let me get a drink. Y'all might think I'm crazy, but this is coffee. You're like, how are you drinking coffee on a treadmill? That doesn't make no sense, does it? I know it doesn't. But let me tell you why. So before I get on here on this treadmill with you guys in the morning, I get in the ice bath, okay? I get in the ice bath and 40-degree ice bath, and I come out of that thing lit up. Like I'm talking energy on 10, ready to just crush it. And I'm freezing though. I'm like, so I gotta have me some warm coffee. You might be thinking I need water, but listen, some warm coffee when you're freezing. So let's see, 12 p.m. from here. Yeah, thank you for tuning in at 12 p.m. Love that. You should be asleep. You should be asleep. Oh, 12. No, I'm sorry. That'd be 12 a.m. So it's lunchtime for you. Love that. All right, guys. Well, thanks again for tuning in to another episode of Gratitude of Gains. I want y'all to get it today. Go crush it today. Remember, lead with love. Okay. Find out how you can help someone else make their life easier today. Who can you help today? Who can you serve today? Who can you give back to today? Just one person. Help one person every day. That's hope. Okay. HOPE. Help one person every day. Who can you help today? Right? It could be something small, could be something big. Just focus on helping one person every day, and that compounds over time. You're going to make a massive impact. You're going to help a lot of people, and the law of reciprocity, it just comes back to you. So if you want to make your life easier, okay, go help make other people's life easier. That's how you're going to do it. Okay. Serve other people and watch what happens. All right, guys.